I know there's some wind here, but here's a little tour of my nuke yard. I made 15 of these nukes this summer with queens that I raised by grafting. So as you can see, some are doing well, and there's 3 more over there. So they've got 1 box on top. That one has 1 box on top. This one is 1 box. And if we come right back around here, where is it? There it is. So there are 0 boxes on top here. Didn't do so well. So these queens I don't think are performing very well. I don't believe I'm going to send these into winter. What I'm going to do right now is I'm going to go in there, find the queens, kill them, and then I will harvest that brood to boost other colonies. So if you don't want to watch somebody kill queens, then you might not want to watch this part. I don't like killing queens either. You just have to promote the best, right? So, see, this one is almost a 0 entity. Almost nothing here at all. A little bit of brood. Nothing on that. Little patch of brood here. And a little queen. And the life is over. Sorry, queen. I feel like Dr. Frankenstein or something. Raise the queen and then kill her. So there's 2 frames with brood. A bit of brood on that side. And that's it. That's all she has to contribute to the world. Thank you. We'll use that elsewhere. And that's it. If I didn't cull them, winter would cull them for me. Winter is a harsh beekeeper. Winter has no mercy. I want to have mercy, but am I going to pour a whole bunch of feed in these guys? And, I know very well they're going to die. There's a little bit of nectar. And we're getting into the brood nest here. Okay. Now this is a little different story. There's a cell here that appears to have, I don't know, I thought it looked like an emerged cell, but it looked like a cell they're building. Maybe they have the understanding the queen's not good enough, and we're going to replace her. Well, I'll help them with that. I will help them with that. Maybe she's gone. You don't see her. There's another very long cell. Very fat queen larva in the bottom. If This were, I don't know if I let that go a month ago, but that's not going to fly today. So I think she died. Something. Another one there. They look pretty nice to be emergency cells though. Let's take another look and see if I can see her. She should be marked. Blue dot on the lid, which indicates she's marked. I think she's dead. I don't have to kill that one, nature did it for me. Okay, so they are going to contribute 3 frames of brood to the greater good. Wow. This is pretty awful. I'm embarrassed to call these my colonies. Two frames here. Should be a marked queen. As you can see, oh, there she is. Don't look. Okay, so there's 2 more frames to harvest for the greater good. 3 more. This middle one, it doesn't have a blue dot, so it might not have a marked queen. That's inconvenient. Okay. So they really haven't done much here. These honey supers are only here to help them not get too bound up in the brood chamber. And there's really nothing here. I'll just see what's going on in here. Looks like a pretty healthy population in this one. If we can find frames that have no brood, we'll use those brood frames from the queen I just killed and boost these up a little. But these 6s often have a lot of brood. There's a honey frame, so that's a candidate, a replacement. This one has a nice patch brood. Very nice. Very nice here. So we might just be able to absorb one of those frames in here. One might assume that most of the rest of it is brood, except maybe the last frame. That looks good. I think that's laid up again. That's nice. That's looking pretty good. They're starting to backfill that a bit. Flow is coming to an end, so they should clean out some of that backfilling. Nice slab of brood here, and I can see the last frame is a nice slab as well. So we'll add one brood frame to this from those other colonies. And then we'll leave them be. Leave them be. See what I did there? Leave them be. There's a few bees here. I don't think there's enough to cause danger to the queen. Kind of dilution, you know, who has the biggest population? Are people who are friendly to the queen, or people who are going to try and hurt the queen? People. It's bees, it's not people. It's nice when they're not all just jammed in, plugged up with honey, etc. But if they're not, that means they're kind of weak. So this one is sort of weak. Put that there for now. That's pretty good. Brood frame. Also a good brood frame. I wouldn't mind if I could see the queen. I'd like to eyeball her kind of one last time for the season. I think this one's marked, but if they're not marked, then I'd like to do that. So we're down to, there she is, kind of skinny. She went down in the hole. So I've got room for 3 frames here. Look in this one before I fill this one with brood. Whoa, full honey, very heavy. Anyway, brood here. Very nice pattern there. I'm going to skip ahead. I can see this one is nice. That one is nice. This one is nice. The last one, I believe, is also very good on this side. This side is probably a little bit of brood there. Let's clean that up while I'm in here. Scraping the back wall once this spring, cleaning up. Scrape, and then I realized, oh, there's a queen is right there. You gotta always be careful. You never know where she's gonna be. Okay, so I need 3 here and 1 there. I think I'll put those honey supers back on here, because I've pulled honey frames out from these boxes. I need somewhere to go. If the bees make something of them, that's great. If not, no. And they got bees in them too. Some of you may not have seen this kind of thing before. And by this kind of thing, I mean this bottom board, this pallet has 3 nukes on it. It has 3 nukes by 6 frames apiece. And you just saw me put a metal queen excluder on, and then a 10 frame honey super. So what happens here is this honey super is managed by the 1 nuke below up to here. The nuke in the center manages this part of this super and this part of this super. It's about the 3 to 4 frames here, and then the rest of the frames on that side are managed by that colony on the other end. So this works exceedingly well. Your big consideration is that this queen excluder needs to go on. Some say it has to go on upside down. I don't know if there's a top and a bottom to those things, but you want to lay it on there such a way that the wires lay directly on top of the box where the boxes meet. And that's so that the queen cannot come up from that 1 nuke and stray across the divider to the other nuke. They'll fight and one of them will die. This way, the bees don't seem to mind. The processors, the honey stores, they don't seem to mind working with each other. They don't actually move across very much. If you have a colony, actually this colony is a bit stronger than this one, there's more honey over here than there is here. They'll mostly come straight up, and then this colony will manage these straight up. They don't cross over very much, but they can, and they don't mind that situation. One of the downsides to this, if you're running full colonies, if you're running this right through the honey flow and whatnot, is that if one of these queens dies, the pheromone from the other queens is strong enough that the colony with the dead queen won't requeen. Most times they won't requeen because they've still got the queen pheromone. So that's a downside, I think, to this method. But otherwise, I really like it. It gives you a lot of flexibility for managing your nukes through the honey flow. I've got double 5 frame boxes. I can put a single 10 frame super on top. I can put a 10 frame super over top of 2 of my 10 frame boxes and put 1 stack in the middle. I used to do that. I don't do it anymore. So anyway, just mention that because some of you might not have seen that configuration before. There's a few more frames of brood over there to use up. So check these, and look, these colonies look much stronger, don't they? my suspicion is I won't have room for extra brood frames in these. This one looks a little testy. I've been stung already in the leg. Little testy. So I was talking there a minute ago about this queen excluder, how you need to place it in an orientation. So here we've got the cross wires this way, and you can't lay that on there because then there's a gap that the queen could come through. You need to lay it so that these wires are on the bottom, so they lay directly on here, and it creates a barrier to the queen. Queens shall not mate. There's only one queen. This one's not that strong. I might be able to get some brood in this one. Yeah, that's a honey frame. That's a brood frame. What do we got here? That, I believe that is just a honey frame too. This one, that is a brood frame. With a queen on it. Marked queen on that frame. Okay, so I can get 2 frames put in there, and I happen to have 2 left. That last box. That's all I really wanted to accomplish, but I feel like I should continue looking around. Wow. Looks nice. And it feels like they've made me some honey, which is awesome. Somebody's a bit worked up here. They're buzzing me like crazy. Okay, so that's brood. The next one is a full slab of brood. So that's good. See what this one is. And that's brood too. So we got 6 brood frames here. That's really nice. What do we have here? Need my frame grabber. I got a frame grabber in the camper there. That's brood. And that's brood as well.